I am Billy D.
I'm Alex Everson.
I'm Chris.
I'm Avery Jeffrey.
I'm Carrie Ann.
I'm Liliana.
I'm Juniper. And
we are the Gold Souls.
We're based in Sacramento. We formed in 2017. Me and Billy and Alex here are the three original members. And then we picked up the rest of these folks along the way. The three of us originally met through the local music scene, and actually probably that's the story for all of us.
I think as far as our influences, you have to look no further than the songs we cover. So Isley Brothers and Amy Winehouse and Etta James, Tina Turner, Sharon Jones, incredible artists of the soul and funk pantheon. So we're trying to contribute to that great, field of the music world, and in a cool way, and be classic but also new.
Welcome back to Stinger Sound Sessions. Today we're joined by the Gold Souls, an 8-piece that deals in classics from Etta James to Curtis Mayfield. These human beings are worth more than their weight in gold. Let's get started.
I need more money. But it ain't worth all my time. I need more money. But it ain't worth all my time. I must have thought how strange a way we spend our time. Need a wage and we won't be safe. What kind of life? What kind of life? Leave so many hurt and left behind. For so few to have no rules. What kind of life? What kind of life? I need more money. Money. But it ain't worth all my time. I need more money. 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 But it ain't worth all my time. Right down here, the front line's clear. We made a solid line. Smoke in the air, they just don't care. Sign of the times, sign of the times. Shouldn't have to fear for the future here. We deserve to hope for life in darkest night. We bring the fight. Sign of the times, sign of the times. Some say it makes the world go round. No way it'll bring us down. Some say that it makes the world go round. No way it'll bring us down. Some say makes the world go round. No way it'll bring us down. Some say it makes the world go round. No way it'll bring us down. Some say that it makes the world go round. No way it'll bring us down. I need more money. Money, money, but it ain't worth all my time. I need more money. Money, money, but it ain't worth all my time.
Yeah, I think that we would agree that the Sacramento music scene is pretty supportive. You can see a lot of collaboration that happens throughout a lot of bands. We all tend to be at each other's shows a lot. We all have similar haunts. You can catch most folks at the Torch Club or any of the other venues around town, like really kind of getting down to each other's music, and that's a really beautiful thing. You've got folks that have been able to like go on the road with other bands and really, really extend that collaboration. And I think something that I personally would like to see in the Sacramento music scene is maybe pay musicians some more money. Yeah, I know. It's a crazy thing. Nobody's ever talked about that. Never. But, you know, we could use a couple more like 500 cap venues in town for sure. And, you know, there's word that the city's getting involved to help some of that out. So we're looking forward to seeing what kind of developments that has.
I am biding my time. Keep on waiting by design.
We currently have a release plan of putting out a new single every 6 weeks. So on Friday, we're putting out a new song, and then we'll be putting out another one in mid-January, and another one probably in early March. And we're just going to try to keep them rolling out, keep putting out new music. We're planning some tours for the spring. No real hard details on that yet, but we're definitely going to be on the road again next year a lot, up to the Pacific Northwest and hopefully out to New Orleans, fingers crossed.
We've got a lot of new songs that are going to be coming out soon, and we're lucky enough to be able to record them in-house. Our lovely drummer and singer have a studio that we get to record all of our stuff in, which is a huge deal to be able to just kind of record things whenever we want, whenever they come to mind. So be on the lookout for that new album sometime soon. There's enough songs now.
We just released Human Beings on all of the music platforms not that long ago, just at the beginning of October. And that is, we're hoping to get a lot of people listening to that. So if you haven't heard it yet, give it a listen.
You're as good as gold and right as rain. Without you, life would be so plain.
So I've been playing music for a long time. I'm a trombonist, and most other trombonists and horn players are men. And I would say that the vast majority of people I've worked with have been really, really awesome, really welcoming, really kind. There's always a little bit of a need, like I feel like I need to prove myself a little bit more, or maybe like sometimes it feels like if other people walk in the room, they get respect quickly, whereas I feel almost a little bit more like I have to earn that respect. So it ends up manifesting as some perfectionist tendencies and being a little bit more anxious about that. But when you have the right group of people and you have folks who are willing to try out ideas and willing to work with you and treat you like a professional and treat you like a person that is experienced and has something to offer, it really makes a big difference. And the Gold Souls have been a very welcoming band, and we were actually very intentionally welcomed into the group for the purpose of bringing more women into this world.
It was actually the day that we all found out that Roe v. Wade was going to get overturned that I was just like, okay, I'm done playing music with all men. We've got to find a way to bring some women into this band to play this type of music. And so I was like, I'm going to find them. And it was a little bit tough at first, to find everyone. But once we did, like, the chemistry between the three women in our horn section is amazing. Madison Armstrong is the section leader. Unfortunately, she's out of town right now, but she writes all of the horn parts, and they get together for sectionals, and we're all friends now, and so it's been a really wonderful experience.
I guess one of the things that comes to mind that Carrie touched on before is I think, like, personally, I've always leaned toward being a perfectionist, but I think that that's, like, been even more amplified as, like, a female trumpet player because there just are not that many. And where I've really seen that come out is in improvising. I've always played, like, all genres of music, and I've been, like, very comfortable reading and learning written music, but improvising has always really scared me because there's no way to be perfect at it. And, like, you can do a lot of things to prepare to become good at improvising. You can learn your scales, you can practice, transcribe solos, you can do all kinds of things, but the best thing to do is just practice improvising. And that's, when you're scared, like, I think, I was always scared to do it, and so I never really felt that comfortable at it. And I think Carrie kind of said this before too, but I think, like, as a woman who's, like, an accomplished musician in a lot of ways, but just not really that comfortable with improvising, like, it's really important that the group you are with is a group that feels supportive, and I do think, like, that's a special thing about this band, so.